The price of Bitcoin is currently $29,979 as we tussle with the level up here of $30,000. The real question is Bitcoin going to continue trading to the upside and bull flagging outwards? If we're to load the analysis onto the screen right now, you can see that Bitcoin has been bull penanting outwards. It has been a very good 24-hour period. However, we've now started to stagnate and consolidate up here at that $30,000 level. It is important to point out that if we look at the VWAP, we were touching the bottom side of it very strongly earlier today. Hence why I'd taken profit on my position pretty much in total, and I've now re-entered the trade at around $30,000. In terms of my current open trade right now, what have I got open? Well, I've got an Ethereum long position, a Bitcoin long position, and one long position. One is Harmony. The size of that trade on Ethereum is $890,000. The size of the Bitcoin trade is 68 Bitcoin. Total, we've taken $203,000 profit on Bitcoin so far. 290, well, that doesn't really matter. We're basically at my entry on the price of Bitcoin right now. On Ethereum, we're in a slight loss, and on Harmony, we're in a slight loss. But these are slightly longer term trades as well. They are quite sizable trades. So $10,000, I mean, we're only, $10 away from my entry. Every $1 it moves, I make or lose $1,000. So it's pretty high stakes stuff right now in my world, and I think that things are on the turn. Genuinely, seriously, the market looks so much better than what it has done in a long time. Today, we're going to be discussing the price of XTP, which continues to make its rally to the upside. It is looking strong right now. If we're looking at the price of XTP, currently trading at 19 Satoshis, you can see that the order book is looking increasingly weak the higher it gets, and at the same time, there is a lot of buy-side liquidity right now, meaning that it just looks very, very strong. There's been a lot of hype going on Twitter, like a lot of people getting more and more excited about it. So I think that something big is on the cards for XTP. Don't forget, some big videos coming from me very, very soon on XTP. If you are interested in that, please do slap a like on today's video. Today, of course, discussing altcoins, looking at my altcoin portfolio, how that's getting along, discussing the price of Bitcoin, what we can expect there from the support and resistance levels, what we can expect from my current open trades, and of course, how is the price of Ethereum getting on against Bitcoin. If that does interest you, drop a like on today's video. Very important that you do that. Likes make such a big difference to YouTube videos, so please drop a like on this YouTube video. At the same time, subscribe to the channel, especially if you are new. My name is Jordan. I trade cryptocurrency here on the internet every day. We don't always make a profit, but for the most part, we are a profitable channel. And have a great day, everybody. So first things first. This is the current price of Ethereum versus Bitcoin. You can see that throughout the course of today, it's been a pretty down day again. Having had a rally up over the past 24-hour period, we're now smacking down at these levels of support, but we're also touching the bottom side of the VWAP again, so a bounce seems pretty likely on Ethereum versus Bitcoin. When looking at the price of Ethereum versus Bitcoin again, or rather Ethereum versus USD, this is Ethereum versus USD on the 5-minute chart. You can see that we keep touching the bottom of the VWAP. That's looking increasingly more bullish from my perspective, which is one of the reasons why I've decided to open an Ethereum long position at these prices kind of around where we are right now. I think that Ethereum is looking pretty strong right now. It has underperformed Bitcoin very significantly in recent days, weeks, and months. If we go over to something like the 4-hour chart right now, you can see it's just non-stop downwards action. And this is dating back to the start of June, basically. At the start of June, where are we now? 6th of June, it's been pretty much solidly downwards until where we are right now on the 22nd of June. This is likely going to start recovering at some point in time. If you look at actually how it's trading, if we go over to the daily chart right now, you can see that we're basically forming this big inverse head and shoulders pattern. This big inverse head and shoulders pattern, if it ever wants to load correctly, there we go. This big inverse head and shoulders pattern that you can see right here likely will result in a pump back to the upside on Ethereum's Bitcoin value. Now, if we are going to get a pump back to the upside on Ethereum's Bitcoin value, Bitcoin might stagnate for a little while and Ethereum might plug to the upside, or at least that's kind of what I'm anticipating, hence why I'm positioned so heavily long right now on the price of Ethereum. I might be a little bit early to this trade, just as a hesitant warning. You never know how these things are going to go. Bitcoin has gone up 20% in the past kind of week or so, so it is up fairly significantly, but Ethereum is not up 20%, it's not up as much as Bitcoin is, and that's because of the spot Bitcoin ETF that has been filed for by BlackRock. So, talking about today's cryptocurrency news, of course, the Federal Reserve sees payment stablecoins as a form of money. Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell appeared before the House Financial Services Committee stating that the Fed has been discussing crypto legislation with lawmakers anticipated to be introduced in July, but what caught the attention during the hearings was the sentence saying that the Federal Reserve sees stablecoins as a form of money. Being that the Fed is seeing stablecoins as a form of money, we can probably expect favorable regulation in terms of not seeing them as I mean, they're not taxable in the same way. They see them as a form of money. The SEC has no evidence that Binance US commingled customers' assets. Again, more good news. The window to buy Bitcoin before Bitcoin ETF is closing, according to Cameron WINKLEVOSS. Cameron WINKLEVOSS believes that the recent filings of multiple Bitcoin ETFs with the SEC are the beginning of the great accumulation of Bitcoin. He warned that the opportunity to buy cheap Bitcoin is closing fast. I completely agree with Cameron WINKLEVOSS, because if this is approved, you've got to understand the size of that institutional investment that will come to Bitcoin is so significant. It's just going to take off. It doesn't need me. It doesn't need anybody. It will just go on its own, because you'll see significant interest from just traditional financial firms that now suddenly, oh, Bitcoin is legitimate. We can invest in that stuff. And oh, isn't it much more volatile than the normal stocks that we have? Yeah, it is. Okay, well, we'll put some into that in our high risk portfolio. Everybody will dabble with it a little bit in these like huge funds. Just don't forget BlackRock. It's like a $7 trillion or $9 trillion asset manager. It's the world's largest asset manager. It's probably going to get approved. And they're not the only one that is currently filing for a Bitcoin ETF. There are other firms currently filing for Bitcoin ETFs. One of them is going to get approved at some point soon. Anyway, Bitcoin has begun its battle with $30,000, which is also pretty good news. Bitcoin bonanza on tap if BlackRock ETF is approved. I just quite like this headline from the Wall Street Journal, because there will be a Bitcoin bonanza on tap if the BlackRock ETF approved. Because what do people do on tap? They buy Bitcoin and they spend their Bitcoin on their debit card. Tap is bullish right now, just because Bitcoin is bullish. When Bitcoin is bullish, Tap tends to do particularly well. If you look at when Bitcoin rallied up from $16,000 up to $25,000, the price of Tap went from 2 Satoshis up to 90 Satoshis. I think that market is coming back right now. I think that Tap is looking extraordinarily bullish right now, and I'm very excited for what's to come with regards to Tap. At the same time as Tap looking very bullish, we also have my Altcoin Challenge portfolio. My Altcoin Challenge portfolio is now $43,462. But that's what it's worth. It's about $3,900 in a profit. And look what is the best performer within this portfolio. Tap at the top of the list right here. You can see is currently, if he just wants to focus, there we go, $4,267 in a profit right now is Tap. And that is looking extraordinary. It is the best performing one out of these. Daffy is also doing quite well. XRP is doing meh. And Stacks is doing quite well. The rest of it is not doing great. But again, you've always got to make your winners bigger than your losers. And they definitely are in this case. Daffy is also looking extraordinarily bullish heading into their launch of their exchange. It's up 6.5% today. That is particularly good news. So the altcoins, they're starting to pick up right now. The entire altcoin market is starting to pick up right now. It's another reason why I believe that going long on Ethereum versus Bitcoin right now is a good idea, hence why I want to be long on the price of Ethereum. My trade might not currently be in a profit, but hopefully tomorrow when I make my tomorrow video, it is. I will be setting stop losses on these trades, however, and I think that's the most important thing to be discussing about Bitcoin right now is where to place the stop losses, because you don't want to get caught in a long at the top if the price drops to the downside. And of course, what we're doing right now is breakout trading. If it breaks to the downside, we're shorting. If it breaks to the upside, we're longing. That's the best way to be trading right now. So, in terms of what we're looking at, we've got a very clear level of support on Bitcoin. If we lose the level of support here around $29,723, a drop back down to around $29,200, back down to this level of support here seems incredibly likely. If we break to the upside here, the key level that we need to break through is around, and we need to close a 1 hour candle above this level, $30,200. That's where this control line is currently sitting, just about $37,200. If we break $37,200 and close an hourly candle above it, a retest of the previous highs here around $30,500 seem incredibly likely, but so far we have struggled to close those hourly candles above that level. If we actually look at the hourly candles, you can see that it just kind of pops upwards and then immediately gets rejected. We've struggled to break out of this trading formation right now. So those are the two levels that we're looking for, and ideally, if a break of $30,500 occurs, you'd be expecting $35,000 to be the next move. On the price of Ethereum, what are we looking for? Well, if Ethereum starts trading with $1,930, and it closes that hourly candle above that level, things are looking again extraordinarily bullish, because if we're breaking that level, well, we're breaking a very key level of resistance, and then like $2,200 becomes the target again, where we've basically formed a little bit of trading range in recent history. If looking to the downside on Ethereum, a pretty key level for the downside is this one right here around $1,855. We're breaking below $1,855 down here. You would be expecting that the lows really start opening up then for Ethereum around $1,700. 2,719. Overall, though, the market does seem more so bullish than bearish, so therefore I would be more positive than negative on the markets right now. I'll be looking for more bullish cases, and ultimately I'm long because I think the market is performing particularly well, and I think that it probably will continue to perform particularly well for the rest of this week. I will be placing stop losses on my trade. I've got no intention of losing any significant amount of money. Make sure you are trading safe out there, and of course, if you are interested in trading, click on the trading tutorial that you'll see somewhere on the screen right now. Make sure you've slapped like on this video, subscribe to the channel, very important that you do that. Leave a comment down below with your thoughts of what you think is going to happen to Bitcoin. I'd love to have some conversations with you. Nobody ever leaves comments these days, so leave a comment, and have a great day, everybody. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Goodbye.